position for. I guess we still need to see if they shuffle the lanes, since they do have both of them at bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, right? As we were saying before, very, very vulnerable in the early game is that Earthshaker there. He's skilled up the Fisher, so just trying to block as much as he can. And some early aggression coming from TNC up towards this top rune, but it looks like it'll probably be a 2-for-2.
TNC are dodging away from the spot
Fling, and we've got the Tusk patrolling his way towards top as well, so will that be able to even it out? I'm not 100% sure.
Tiny was unfortunately just a little bit mispositioned there, that the tower could still see him right in this spot.
Yep.
So Morphling knew and didn't block too much and didn't get super punched right at the beginning though. As I say that, Brian is the
Kobe
in trouble. Yeah.
Kobe is in trouble, but I wonder if was he trying to do that maybe to see and scout out if matches that waning rift. Just the one value point gives 2 full seconds of silence.
Yeah, I've even seen people in this matchup just opt for. Alright, that's first blood at top. MCY just
thanks and have fun.
Going down, no problem. Still level 1 supports. That was just nukes and right clicks, and
yep.
The end of that.
Well,
down.
You get punished really easily, and as we were saying before, 2 of the strongest supports that you can have in this early game with the Shadow Shaman and the Tiny. Might even find him out again. If they picked him off, that would be disastrous. Just TPing back towards the lane now.
Bryant, okay, gonna take some more hits. This Morphling just, I don't know, he seems like he doesn't know what he's supposed to do in this situation. He's got 4 CS to his name. He doesn't have a particularly strong support to help him contest this lane, so I guess he's just kind of left trying to soak. But TNC are being really brutal. They're dragging the wave all the way back, keeping it completely under control. Gabby's not going to do anything stupid and let this push. And that means that the Morphling just doesn't have anywhere to play, really.
Yeah. We've had this Earthshaker sitting in mid for quite a while as well. You know, not having that presence in the bot lane, not really getting any gank off. He might be able to get onto the puck now, though.
Nice turnaround coming in, and won't be able to jaunt away. They brought both supports, forced out the phase shift, got
balance, so they're getting aggressive onto this mid lane if they can.
He's actually kind of low. So too is Armel. He's got a salve ready. Fisher's on cooldown for a little bit, so be able to get full duration off pretty much. And this is a haste Earthshaker scatting at the Tiny. Jumping forward onto Alacrity once again. There is going to be the imprisonment. AU does have a toss, but Alacrity's far enough away. He's going to be okay, though he didn't get a salve delivered. It's actually just the infused raindrops, so I guess he's trying to stick around here and wait for the shrine, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've only got about 10 seconds or so left until these bounties. In bot lane, both of the off laners, or both of the bottom laners, have got a bottle, so it's going to be highly contested.
Ooh, and they bring KXY forward. Snowball catching onto Cuckoo. I think he is done for here. The crit damage plus the tag team, and that is going to be a nice 2 bounty secured. KYXY can probably even give a couple of sips of get them back up.
He did mostly buy out with the boots, so...
Oh, gets tossed away into the shackles. TNC. He's morphing strength this entire time. Looks like he will survive, but that is a lot of damage done. Forced into almost a complete strength morph. Shaker comes up here, throws a Fisher kind of ineffectually in their direction, but that's about it.
Yeah. Nice rotation by Geek Fam into that bot lane, obviously, to get that kill onto Cuckoo. Although he hasn't had too bad of a time. We can see he's neck and neck with this Brewmaster in the last hit department. Top lane, they're going onto the morph again.
Again, morphing some strength. Toss is ready, along with the Avalanche, but AU not going to opt for either. Just a little bit more harassment here. They are getting pretty close to some Arcane Boots for Tims as well. Now, once they get that, they're going to double down even more on the spam and harassment up here. They are pushing it into the tower with their first catapult wave.
Yep.
See if they can get it.
Yeah, and we can see not really worrying too much about the CC side of things on Tims. He's just wanting to harass as much as possible, push this wave in. They know they've got the tri-lane, right? The Earthshaker's committing a lot onto this mid lane, and so they're going to be able to take out this tower really early on.
And this is very much the standard build, right? People maxing out the Ether Shock as fast as you can, just to give yourself a little bit more farm, get to your XP count, and then really MCY manning up a little bit. Needs to be careful of the burst. Oh, Tiny does a surprising amount of damage.
Crit and harass out onto your enemy, so Magnus going level win the last hits with a brew. Pretty damn happy with it.
Oh, I think Cuckoo's he's having a great old time down here at bottom. They are going to gank him up now. Let's see if the Primal Split gets used. Skewered a little bit further away. The split does get popped. AU still wants to fight this, though. He immediately gets sent up into the air. Armel also coming down here. He's got the coil available. Lines it onto the two supports. They're just going to ignore the Primal Splits for now. Rampo trying to make his way behind the trees. They bring KOXY back over. Now Armel actually a little bit lower. Lana does manage to phase shift the clap nicely. Saves himself a lot of damage. They get the toss under the tower. But there's a whole creep wave here. And KOXY still going in on the puck. Still no mana left on Armel. Nothing he can really do. AU trying with the body blocks. Will this snowball catch him? Not quite. And that is going to be Armel managing to escape. Okay.
Again, created a lot of space for... I guess. It could also just be realizing that Brew is probably the only one that's having a... Well, I think actually Alacrity is having a decent game as well, but just wanting to scout out any sort of rotations that do come through either to the bot lane or through the river to the mid lane.
They're going to have over invincible level damage. OD rotation in as well from the Brewmaster just to 100% secure this. The Dream Coil does come out onto 3, but no rotations in from TNC whatsoever. Armel just forced to jaunt himself backwards. He could make a play around their catapult.
Rapper was ready with the stun there. Gets it off again. He's got the phase shift and the illusory off there.
Toss back. AU getting slowed down a little bit here by the Cinder Bird. They're still chasing him.
Do you think they were trying to go for that snowball through the puck jaunt onto the tiny play for the instant stun?
Could have been Armel jaunting away, just timing that perfectly right as the snowball was arriving. TNC still spamming this out, really trying to hold on to this tower for a little bit longer, but not rotating either of the other cores. And Rampo actually getting isolated from his team, just gets picked off instantly.
Not ideal when you're an Shaker going that greedy build, going straight for the Blink Dagger. The one thing I was a little bit confused about is Gabby did spend a lot of the time in the jungle during all of that, rather than pushing the top lane. You know, might have been able to get at least some damage onto the objective if he used a ton of space that his team was able to give him.
Yeah, it does always feel like as a core player in general, the jungle needs to be the lowest priority, right? If there's a lane to be pushed or an objective to be hit, then jungle needs to come last.
Speaking of push, though, we've got the Mass Serpent Wards ready in the top lane, and down they go.
They're probably going to get this tower, but they know they're going to drag Geek Fam over here, and they're actually not even going to stick around. They know that there's going to be some kind of a smoke rotation, some sort of play made to defend this, and they just back all the way out.
They got it.
He even gets the last hit.
He's only about 300-400 gold away from. Speaking of that aggression, mid lane, set to be a clash.
Looking for this, Avalanche does catch onto KYXY. They can't quite get in for a toss back, but they do secure the deny. We might have a fight here, but you're also just about to say something at bottom.
Oh, just with the Magnus, he's going into the Guardian Greaves build rather than the Blink Dagger, so feeling his ability to be that initiator. No Blink Daggers at all actually picked up right now, so you've got 4 heroes that can really competently use them. That Tiny, Shadow Shaman, Magnus, and
Rampo. He's getting caught out. Avalanche clips him as well. They are going to be forced to use the Dream Coil, and Armel finishes him with the Orb. So they reveal that there's a bunch of heroes mid, and it is going to end up being what looks like a little bit of a trade as Geek Fam take bottom and TNC takes mid tower.
I feel like TNC could potentially stick around as well. They've got the Mass Serpent Wards available if they wanted to try pushing the tier 2, but they're just choosing to back off.
Then they got a little bit of a net worth lead going, about 3k net worth, heading towards 6k experience. And win
Tiny to be able to, kind of have a roaming squad of 3, where it's not that big a deal. But Armel just trying to create a lot of space in this mid lane. I wonder if KOXY knows that this Roche is going on. They've got a smoke up here, and the Blink Dagger actually.
Oh, Rampo, smoke breaks, he jumps in, Echo Slam onto 3, Sandy's Eclipse also getting dropped. The chain stun coming through, they've lost 2 already, there should be 1 more. Gabby gets the ultimate off though, now he's chasing in, he gets 1 kill, Alacrity in some trouble. Nice primal split is going to give Alacrity the space, but Tim's with the super long range laser shot finishes the kill on the OD, and now TNC just coming back in with numbers, looking to save their carry. They've got the lockdown onto this Morphling. He morphs into the puck, but he doesn't have the mana. The RP gets used, but actually it's a phase shift dog. MCY keeping himself alive, and now he rejoins the fight. The snowball's onto Gabby. Brian may have bitten off a little more than he can chew here. It looks like Gabby will just finish that kill quickly. TNC, they got caught a little bit, but it only cost them the one buyback in the end.
Yeah, and
like to secure this.
Yeah, Roche is so low that I don't think they're going to be able to turn this around using a lot of their ultimates at the very start of the fight there with Geek Fam and picking off 2 targets, but in the end, it shows that these players do have some restraints as well with their rotations and what they're trying to do.
Do you think that's on one team not offering fights or one team not looking for fights? What's the...
I mean, I would have thought that it was TNC would be looking for more fights. You know, AU, as we saw in the early game, was prowling around a lot, trying to find out, or at least scope out where the enemy team was. And it was Geek Fam just trying to be that protective, you know, secure the farm that the rest of their team was trying to get. But it didn't seem to actually eventuate in any sort of fights. They were happy to create a lot of space for Gabby to just farm. You know, it's not that hyper aggression that they're really known for.
Oh, Neutral lands onto 3. They were trying to bait Alacrity, but in the end, it's actually still going to be TNC taking this fight pretty nicely. The Cleaves coming through. They are controlling the Troll Warlord, sending him up into the air. Alacrity does buy back into the game. And now we've got Rampo down. Bryant running for dear life. Once again, the Cyclone keeping Gabby out of the fight. Cuckoo's low, but the Greaves are helping to keep him alive.
They still got RP.
3 buybacks, but who have they actually got? AU gets off a big avalanche toss combination. Armel looking to follow that up. Jumps through with the orb.
Oh, they're going to
actually get anyone on TNC. Tim's is waiting on the high ground. Gets the Hex onto Alacrity. Blinks across. Now the wards are down. The defensive imprisonment might be able to get the blink out, but I think they're still going to chase him. And actually, they get him down. Cuckoo now with the RP. KYXY out of his ultimate. It looks like he'll also be brought down. The top back for good measure. TNC absolutely obliterating this fight. That was like, what, must have been 8? For 1, 8 for 0. They didn't even get the Aegis.
Yeah, pretty good fight coming out for TNC there. We just have a look at the fight recap and a lot of experience going the way of Tim's. I don't think he really needed it at this point. The game's probably going to be over in a little bit of time. Taking out 2 laser racks, I would say, in this time.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple heroes dead for 20 seconds. They push pretty quickly. We said that this was like peak timing for TNC. I didn't realize just how strong that was going to be. Geek Fam, they realized it. They really threw their back into like trying to take that fight with all the buybacks, but still got completely walked over.
Absolutely, and good restraint by Cuckoo as well in that fight to be able to hold on to his RP. You know, he was right in the thick of things underneath that tier 2 tower when it was alive, and could have potentially used the RP on a couple of heroes, but maybe just having the confidence in his team of saying, no, we've got this, we're on the winning end of this fight, we don't need to commit everything, and we saw the result, right? 2 or 3 buybacks, they came back in and they died anyway.
It kind of felt like they wanted to bait the OD and then maybe have the Tusk walk out of the trees and snowball him. But then the Dream Coil caught all 3 heroes that were standing there. And then at that point you can't snowball if you're coiled. So they had no turnaround, losing the OD pretty much into interrupt. I guess he could maybe he could break a chain stun combo from the Earthshaker or something, though he has other disables to do that. But yeah, I think it's the survivability.
I think it's more just for itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
he can Yules and then blink away or something like that.
If you see a Tusk rolling into you, if you see an adaptive strike coming at your face, you know, that sort of stuff.
You can see just completely setting up shop outside the Geek Fam base, starving him out. Might even try and grab the next 4 bounties. They're already up 20k net worth. Heading towards 20k experience, and the win probability has been capped out for the last couple of minutes at 99%. It does get to 100% sometimes, but yeah, I don't know if TNC really need that. They're doing just fine. Gabby's even got a Satanic picked up. This is the dream for Troll. If you can play a game and get away with not buying BKB, you're loving life.
Absolutely. You know, he obviously would like to have the BKB or like to have the level 25 just to be able to dispel a lot of these CCs that come through onto him, but they're going to finish the game before then, I would think.
Yeah, just putting Gabby on the front lines. Faster forwards also deployed. Geek Fam thinking about their initiation here. No signs of a smoke or anything for any kind of wrap around. They're just gonna walk straight into this fight. Rambo hanging back, toss back on the KYX, the Hex now coming in onto NCY. They've got the Dream slowing down. Nice Fisher breaking up the fight. Rambo jumps in onto Armel. Candle focusing down the RP, catching onto 2. Armel still surviving. The skewer back now. Armel will take the first kill of this fight. They find a second onto the Earthshaker. KYXY's Panda's just getting punched as he tries to retreat back to the fountain, but he's done. That's 3 dead. They find Bryant over in the trees, and
That's GG.
will be called.
Double kill.
Oh, the instant DC as well. But I thought that was really good. You know, obviously Gabby having the right items armor for himself at the end, knowing he's not going to get bursted down really quickly.